Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw, and I'm here once again at Virtuoso Travel Week in Las Vegas. We're actually in Ariel in the Press Media Lounge. And yesterday, I went to the Virtuoso Travel Technology Conference, and I didn't meet this gentleman there, but he's all over the news lately because he's partnering with lots of travel agencies, and he has an AI solution for these agents. And we're going to talk to him about this and who he's partnering with and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, I didn't introduce you before. It's Armen Bimatov, who is with TravelWits. You're the co-founder and CEO of TravelWits, right?
That's right, yeah. So my name's Arman. I'm the co-founder and CEO of TravelWits. Essentially, it's the next generation AI-powered booking platform for travel agencies, travel advisors, but also their clients.
And this was a big topic at this conference about how people are adapting, and they are turning to companies like yours and finding solutions. Obviously, Virtuoso can create solutions, but there's a whole new wave of companies like yours that are coming up with artificial intelligence solutions to do a lot of different things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's TripSuite, there's Xeon, Travify. Everyone's doing something with AI. It's definitely true.
Well, so AI is all the thing, and they were just trying to figure out what does it do. Now, tell us a little bit about TravelWits. What exactly does it do? What's the product that it provides?
Absolutely. So essentially, it's a one-stop shop booking platform for travel agencies that they can white label, give it to their advisors, and advisors can go in and book all of their preferred content in one place. So it's access to Hyatt Privé, Four Seasons Preferred, Virtuoso content, any other consortia content they might have access to as an agency, plus their cruise rates that they have, preferred cruise rates, their air content, negotiated air content, and of course, car inventory. We're also integrating with a lot of other stuff to bring in even more of their preferred partners into the one single platform. So that's kind of the vision. But the other exciting part of this is the second kind of value offering that we provide, which is client-facing portals. So it's essentially it provides the advisor with the ability to set up a client-facing portal and just send it out to their client, and the client can self-book on their own. So we're kind of bridging the gap between the self-booking, OTAs, right, and working with a travel advisor.
So if you need help with a travel advisor, you can get that, but you can also book the thing for yourself and then do consultation with that advisor, right?
Not only that, but also you book it on your own, but then the advisor goes in and sends an email and out to the hotel. They send you an email asking when do you want to check in, how do you have any special occasions, and then they work on your behalf kind of behind the scenes after you booked yourself to make your trip even more special.
Right. Now, what's your background? How did you come to found TravelWits?
Yeah, so I've been coding since like 7 years old. Building different things. Built a lot on the web, pretty much my whole life. And at some point, I've interned with my current co-founder, who's a professor at Carnegie Mellon University.
Oh, wow.
So, and actually, that's a really interesting story. Max, my co-founder, is one of the world-leading experts in AI search specifically. Okay. He's one of the top probably 25 in the world who really understand search optimization, and that's kind of our whole core thesis in the travel industry.
So how long has that company been around now?
So I'll surprise you here. We started the company in 2013.
Oh.
Yeah, so back when I was in college.
People weren't really talking about AI back then. There might have been there, but not the way they are today, right?
Exactly. I mean, what happened actually with the dominance of AI in the past few years, it's what's happening right now with LLMs and Gen AI. And what we do is actually very, very complementary. So the timing today has never been better than before. So pairing what we do with LLMs and Gen AI, where for example, a travel advisor can use natural language to describe what they want, and then pairing up our ability to quickly parse through millions of combinations of real-time rates from hotels to cars to flights to cruises, and then even other things like weather information, traffic information, flight reliability data, and do the optimization around that. So that kind of combination is really powerful.
Right.
So it's a really good time.
So this is a tool that travel advisors can use to hopefully help them sell more travel, right?
Yeah, and it's happening. We have some advisors. We have one agency that we talked to. We looked at 1 month of their booking history, and we compared the client portals and advisor portals. And what we found is their client portals were actually generating 11% more in commission than advisor portals. Because we don't know exactly why, but my hypothesis is clients' budget is a lot fuzzier than what they tell the advisor. They also like to kind of shop around, and they have a lot more time than an advisor. A client is only booking one trip, an advisor is booking 20, 30, 50, 100 trips, right? So there's that component. There's also the component of being able to, we had one advisor who said she, kept trying to reach out to this client who wasn't responding after a few emails. She sent him a link, and the client self-booked, a hotel, with that cost many thousands of dollars, and all it took was just one email, right, to them.
So they were probably willing to go higher than maybe they would have told the advisor, right? For a rate. Yeah.
Right. They probably would have booked something, less than that.
Now, you actually announced a few weeks ago that you actually, before this, you're here, you are now affiliating with Virtuoso. Why now?
Yeah, so we've actually been talking to Virtuoso for, I think, since probably 2022. And we've pretty much had probably like monthly meetings with Virtuoso where we received a lot of guidance from them around, this is what their take is on the advisor, what advisor's needs and pain points are, which was super valuable for us. Yeah, so basically it came out of the need that was within the travel advisor community for a better and more efficient way to book everything. Because before TravelWits, advisors were basically either would have to learn the GDS, which is not easy, or they would have to basically, for any research project that they have, they would have to visit 40, 50 websites sometimes to figure out, what to send to the client. And we reduced that down to one.
No, that's great. Now, and of course, you've actually partnered with a lot of different, they're not all Virtuoso agencies, but there are a lot of them. I was looking down the list, and you're partnered with a Gifted Travel Network, a Departure Lounge, Cadence, Travel Experts, Travel Link, and now you just announced GBT Network Innovation, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're super fortunate to have all these agencies. Initially when we started out, we had one agency joined, another agency joined, and after I think about 3 agencies, all of a sudden we exploded. We grew in 1 year, I think, by 16 times.
And now you're partnering with Virtuoso itself, so you have access to a lot of the, obviously, the agencies that are walking around here.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I want to add about that as well, with Virtuoso, now, I kind of want to backtrack a little bit about how the technology works. So we actually sit on top of the GDS. That's one of the sources where we source inventory from. And the model is kind of like what we call bring your own content model. So we don't provide you with the rates. We make it easy for you to we basically pull the rates, your preferred rates from the GDS. From your GDS, right. So
maybe from Virtuoso preferreds and things like that as well.
Yeah, exactly. And what's been really nice and great with Virtuoso, especially for boutiques, so this is really good news for them, is the fact that Virtuoso actually provides some of that GDS support. So you don't have to go to Sabre, for example, to a GDS and have a 9 to 12 month negotiation with them to do a contract and then go through a whole implementation. Virtuoso has a Sabre team that supports agencies that want access to a GDS. So this has been a really great find for us and a great collaboration.
Now, what is the cost for these agencies and to affiliate with you? How do you make money, actually? That's the question.
Yeah, of course. So typically on the advisor portals, where advisors can go in and book everything, the model is actually SaaS, like a typical SaaS model where you pay per seat. Plus, there's additional features that are available upon with an additional cost. For example, you can custom brand your site, so it's your own brand rather than like your host agency's brand. You can order certain things, like you can add cruises to it as well, with other add-ons. And then the other model that we have in place for client portals is typically there's a monthly maintenance fee for a portal, and then there's also a booking fee for client bookings.
Okay, but overall, the amount of sales you're going to get, increasing your sales is going to probably zero that out in terms of what you're paying and what you're going to make.
Yeah, we're definitely spending a lot of energy and right now on growth, so that's true.
Okay. Now, here's the big question: where do you see the future of AI in travel as far as you're concerned?
Oh yeah,
it's not a big. It's a very small question, right?
It's a wild west right now. Everyone's vibe coding new apps like on a daily basis, and I think the one thing is that this is where we have kind of an advantage, being connected to so many agencies, having kind of a critical mass, right? So this is what's going to matter: critical mass of agencies and that are using it. So we're positioned really well for introducing AI to the travel advisors, and we're doing that already. We have a lot of features that are available to advisors that are using AI, to accelerate their productivity around research and shopping. But also, we have a lot in stock for future as well around, helping you kickstart your proposal generation process, right. Automating certain parts of the process between a client inquiry and a booking, for example, right? But kind of looking at kind of the North Star, what we think is going to happen in the future, I think it's going to be around what Matthew Upchurch says always, right? Automate the predictable and humanize the exceptional. Right. It's going to be all the menial stuff is going to be pretty much automated, right? And all that's going to be left is advisors connecting with clients, right? And we've actually done a lot of interviews with advisors, and really good advisors, that's what they spend a lot of time on already. So for example, you might have an advisor who's basically spends their time mostly around having conversations with clients, understanding their needs, translating it, kind of noting them down, maybe via like a voice dictator, right? Sure. And then passing it on to their team, right, to figure it out, right?
That's amazing.
Now you can kind of already see where that's going, right? So you can now maybe build a hybrid team where you have, advisors pairing up with AI agents or some other AI tools that help you kind of accelerate that. But we can already see the validation for something like that right now with, how advisors work today.
Fantastic. Well, everybody's searching for that AI solution now, and it sounds like you have a great one for a lot of travel agencies, a lot of travel advisors. I was amazed at how many are all individually looking at AI solutions. I know, and Virtuoso is looking at AI solutions, and the different agencies that are members are looking for AI solutions. Yeah. It's sort of everybody sort of does their own, but you have a solution that now can be applied to a large number of travel agencies, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when it comes to AI, I think what we've seen work best is just move quickly, right? So it's all about learning how advisors it's all about learning how to incorporate it and embed it into their workflow. A lot of advisors already use things like ChatGPT, Copilot. They kind of configured it the way that they want it to work, but right now it doesn't talk to a lot of their other systems that they're using today, right? So I think this is going to be key, is just incorporating that into their workflows and their tools that they're using, connecting it to the data that they have. But the key is for us right now, what we focused on is just understanding exactly, running experiments and understanding exactly how advisors want it to look like in their process.
Now, where can travel advisors and travel agencies go to find out more about TravelWits?
So pretty much www.travelwits.com. There's a request for a demo form. If you submit that, you probably end up talking to me directly. I do a lot of one-on-one advisor demos, which actually generates a lot of business for us because there's so much bottom-up pressure, grassroots pressure from advisors, individual advisors, up to the host agency management and owners. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Armand, thank you for taking the time to be here. It's great. Is this your first Virtuoso?
It's actually my third one.
Oh my God! So you're a veteran, right?
But this time around, I'm officially a tech partner.
Got it.
Here,
so you're an official. Well, congratulations on that, and great to see you here at Virtuoso Travel Week, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having me here. Yeah.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.